Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I want to welcome you to the new and improved Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast. After many years of interviewing the best and brightest thought leaders around the world on my SiriusXM show, I am excited to now have those interviews available to people around the globe on this podcast. So many people would write us and say, I love what I've been hearing about your interviews with these great people. Where can I access them? I live in this country or that country, or I don't have access to that technology. How can I get the information? Well, I'm so excited now that we are able to offer the information and the interviews free on this podcast. So we want you to sit back and enjoy this message and let me know how you like them. And then do me a favor. If you like them, send a review, write a review and post it. And if you like it, hit like on here and share it and tell everybody you know about it, and then subscribe to this podcast so you'll get the alerts when we post a new interview episode. Thank you for listening and enjoy the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast.
Named one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world.
Inducted into the Speaker Hall of Fame.
Award-winning singer.
Best-selling author.
And now, here's Willie Jolley.
And it's true, we have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. It's forced upon us. We can't refuse it. Oh, we didn't seek it. We didn't choose it. But it's up to us to use it. We must suffer if we lose it, give account if we abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but our eternities are wrapped up in it. And I'm grateful for this minute, this moment, this opportunity to be on with you, to be on here on this show, on this program with you. Thank you for all you have done to make this the #1 self-help show in America. Thank you for making this podcast such a popular podcast, because you have done the work. You have told your friends, your family members, you spread the word. You send out links. You say, you got to hear this interview, this one, that one, this one. And you've done the work. And I want to thank you. Thank you for all you've done. And I want to ask you to continue to do it, because we're trying to bring you the best and the brightest thought leaders around the world to help you do more, be more, and achieve more. So I want to thank you. Then I want to thank my sponsor, Truist Financial. We want to take a moment to thank Truist for their sponsorship. See, 2 great banks came together to create an even greater bank called Truist. They have a shared purpose to inspire and build better lives and communities. Now, with these combined resources, their collective passion and continuous pursuit of innovation and excellence, Truist is opening the door to a better financial experience to help people and businesses all over America to achieve greater success. See what the future of finance is shaping up to be at Truist.com. That's Truist.com. Truist Bank, member FDIC. So I have talked about you. I've talked about our sponsor. Now, I take a moment to do something I have to do, to thank God. Thank God for life and strength and health. Now, I don't thank God because I want to try and convert anybody. I thank God for what he has done for me, how he has blessed this guy, how he has given me life and strength and health, how he has given me the opportunity to have some of the greatest friends who are willing to come on and be part of my show. And so I give God glory for life, strength, health, family, and all the rest are icing. Not the cake, it's icing. And I'm grateful. And I always say, God's gift to you is life. Your gift to God is what you do with your life. So make the most of it. Do something awesome with your life. Well, I thanked you. I thanked our sponsor, and I thank God for life and strength. And now I want to thank my guest who is a friend of mine. He is a long-term friend of mine and someone who I have seen him do an incredible work. He has done an incredible work in life and in building a fantastic global impacting business. I met him many years ago. He was in the pharmaceutical sales area. He was a pharmaceutical sales guy with one of the big companies, I think it was Merck. And he was making a living doing that. And we met, and he had also a recording studio in his home. And I needed to record the audio book for my book, A Setback is a Setup for a Comeback. And he said, I can help you with that. And I recorded it at his recording studio. It turned out fantastic. And it's still available now. You can go to winwithwillie.com and get the audio book or the physical book, but I recommend you get one or the other because right now everybody needs a comeback. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I looked at him as he said, you know what? I'm tired of this job, which is limiting my entrepreneurial spirit. And he said, I'm going to quit. And he quit his job. He's making 6 figures, beautiful home, pool, whole deal. And he set out on this goal of entrepreneurism. He created some businesses that were doing well, but then he hit the mother lode. He created a company called Flip That Stock. He created this company that teaches people how to get in the stock market, particularly people of color, whose parents often did not talk to them about how to create wealth in the stock market, whose parents might not have known about it. And so he has been creating millionaires all over America, teaching them how to learn how to stock, not doing it because some cousin said, hey, here's a hot stock. No, he talks about how to understand the science of winning and growing your wealth in the stock market. He is my dear friend, the one and only J.R. Fenwick. J.R., good to have you on, my man.
Man, I'm afraid now. I'm afraid. I got to live up to all that. But it's a pleasure. I'm excited. I'm excited to be on here.
Well, I always tell people the thumbnail sketch of, a little bit, but you can go back. Tell us a little more where you came from. I know you came from Ohio. Mm-hmm. Your father was a dentist, and you came from a family of entrepreneurs. But tell us a little more about how you got from that guy in Ohio to become the CEO of this booming company, Flip That Stock.
Well, it's an interesting journey I had because, like you said, my father was a doctor. Mother was a nurse. I had intentions of going on to medical or dental school. I graduated from high school, grew up in Toledo, Ohio, and went on to Hampton University, graduated with a nursing pre-med degree. And again, the intention was to go from that into medical or dental school, probably take over my father's practice, and that would be a wrap. But as you know, in life has many twists, many turns. And so after I graduated, I started working in a hospital downtown Washington, D.C., and I just wasn't happy. I said, this isn't what I want to do. This isn't what I was put here to do. And so my passion was really playing guitar. I've been playing guitar since age 7, and I wanted to be a professional musician. So what I did was I quit the job that I was working as a nurse at a hospital, and I really didn't have a job lined up. And literally out the blue, and this is sometimes how the universe works in your favor, my mother called me and told me about this job I'd never heard of called a pharmaceutical sales rep. And check it out, Willie. All I heard was, now this is about 30 years ago, all I heard was starting salary was like 45 to 50, 30 years ago.
Right.
Average salary in America today is about, somewhere in the late 40s, early 50s. And I was doing that in the early 20s, when I was in my early 20s, 30 years ago. They say you get a starting salary, company car, benefits, laptop, cell phone, all this stuff. I said, whatever it is that I got to do, I can do. And so I ended up getting that job, and I became a pharmaceutical sales rep. And I went from wearing, hospital uniforms to wearing fancy suits.
Yep.
And can I be honest? Can I just be a straight shooter on the show?
Be a straight shooter, man.
Bruh, you couldn't tell me nothing. When I got that job, you couldn't tell a brother nothing. Wearing the fancy suits, driving a brand new company car. But about 3 years after doing that, I was like, this ain't it. This isn't it. And on top of that, the amount of money yeah, they were paying me, let's say 50, 60. I had the benefits and all that, but the amount of money I was generating for them compared to what I was being paid, it just wasn't adding up. Their calculations were different than my calculations.
Yep.
I'm bringing in millions. And so, it's like, this isn't really what I want to do. So I decided to start pursuing my passions on the side.
Okay.
And that's when I started building the recording studio. First, I was building it to do my own album. But then my younger brother came over one day and saw I had all this equipment. He said, man, you should open this up and charge people to come in and record. I hadn't even thought about that.
Wow.
So I did that. And man, I started making money on the side, and it was growing so fast. It was almost equaling what I was making in the pharmaceutical industry. And I was on this side, not really enjoying what I was doing. On this side, I'm loving what I'm doing. And so I'm doing that. And along the way, I met a gentleman. Now, to tell you how long ago this was, we didn't have what we have now, Zoom and screen sharing and webinars and all this. I met a gentleman who was selling a piece of music equipment that I was looking for. And it was very hard to find this equipment. He was out of Baltimore and advertising in one of the papers. I go out there. His name was Jeff. I meet Jeff. I buy the equipment. You ever meet somebody and you just feel like you've known them your whole life?
Right.
So me and Jeff became good friends. He's a musician, playing guitar and all this. And about 2 years after we met, out the clear blue, he says, hey, man, you trade in the stock market. I'm like, look, whoa, bruh, I'm not interested in no stock market. I don't know nothing about it. And see, what Jeff didn't know was my best friend from college. A lot of people don't know this story. My best friend from college, when he graduated, he went on to become a stockbroker.
Yeah.
And while I was working in the hospital, he called me. He said, hey, man, there's this stock. It's real low. Send me some money and you're going to be rich. So I sent him everything I had.
Right.
And I would call. Now he was calling me every day trying to get the money.
Right.
After he got the money, I started calling him every day.
Yeah.
And saying, am I rich yet? Right. I'm in the hospital using, back then they had phones on the wall in the hospital. So I'm calling him. So he had the nerve to say to me, Willie, hey man, stop calling me. I'll call you when something happens. So I'm like, now you got my money all of a sudden, right? So I said, okay. So one day I'm in the hospital, I'm working, and they page me over the intercom. J.R. Fenwick, phone call on line such and such. I pick it up, and this is how the conversation went. Yo, man. I'm like, what's up? His nickname was E. What's up, E? He said, there's no easy way to tell you this. I lost all your money. The stock market crashed. I said, what? Say what? So, because we used to joke all the time too. So I'm like, so what? So he said, yeah, Willie, I hung up on him. I ran into the nearest patient's room who was asleep. I turned on the TV. It was the biggest stock market crash in history at that time, which was Black Monday, 1987.
1987, right? Yep.
So now let's fast forward. I meet my buddy Jeff. Jeff says, hey, you know anything about the stock market? You need to be in the stock market. I'm like, dude, look, I'm not interested in stock market stuff. I got this studio thing I'm doing, and I had put my book out. I quit my corporate job, and I put out the book, how I quit my $100,000 a year job. Right. Which went on to receive awards and got written up in the Washington Post. And so I'm like, look, dude, I'm not interested in this stock market stuff. And he said something to me that I'll never forget. He said, you know what? You're not a real businessman. I said, have you seen these articles they're writing about me? I am a business, when somebody, you start talking, you said, I don't care nothing about them articles. He said, let me tell you something. If you don't know how the stock market works and you're not participating in it, you're not a real businessman. Because he said, now check this out. He said, everything flows through the stock market. Wow. Everything.
Hold that thought. We're going to come right back. You got to tell the rest of the story, and you got to tell them how they can start to create wealth by what you've learned and the lessons as well as the system. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show with my special guest, J.R. Fenwick, CEO of Flip That Stock and Hold That Stock. We'll be right back, and for sure, your best is yet to come.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered why some people can make $1 million, lose it, make a second million, lose that, then make a third million, while other people can't even make ends meet? Well, the reason is that those people know the recipe for success. And that recipe is available to everyone if you will do what they did. They made a habit of getting positive, motivational resources of great thinkers and great learners. And I want to offer those same kind of resources to you. We've developed a free page on my website. It's wjspeaks.com/gift. wjspeaks.com/gift. On that site, we've got resources, books, audios to help you to grow, and they're free. So go to wjspeaks.com/gift, wjspeaks.com/gift, and get some of those resources, and then share that page with your friends and your family members. We want to impact and inspire millions of people. And remember, if you enjoy this message on this podcast, like it, share it, and post a review about it, and make a difference in the lives of others by letting them know about it. Have a great day. This is Dr. Willie Jolley.
A to the D to the T to the I to the T to the U to the D to the E. A to the D to the T to the I to the T to the U to the D to the E. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude.
And we're back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley and the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show. And I got my special guest, my friend, J.R. Fenwick. He is the CEO of Flip That Stock and Hold That Stock, which has been creating millionaires around America and around the globe now. He is in demand, but you got to hear his story. He's telling the story about how he poo-pooed. He said, I don't want no part of that stock market stuff. But and a friend of his gave him wise counsel. And somehow he must have listened. Go ahead, JR, finish that story.
Well, it took a while. So he would just, now he lived 45 minutes away in the Baltimore area.
Right.
And so every time I see him, he starts talking this stock market stuff again. And I'm like, dude, I'm not interested. But what he was saying was making sense.
Uh-huh.
And so this is over a 2-year period. He's kind of wearing me down. But Willie, this is what happened. He was wrong. He was wrong for doing this. We were going to a Super Bowl party. He was going to meet me at my house, right? And we were going to go to this party together. He was going to ride with me. So he comes in. I'm like, look, I'm all excited about the Super Bowl. I'm thinking, don't start talking this stock market mess to me, right?
Right.
So what he does, he didn't say nothing about the stock market. We're getting ready to walk out my front door. He says, hold on. And he used to carry one of those old leather bags like you carry, leather shoulder bag.
Right.
He reaches in his bag. He pulls out 2 business envelopes and he drops them on my kitchen table. He says, open them. But he doesn't tell me what's in them. So I'm like, I'm trying to get to the party, the Super Bowl, what is this? So I open it up and I'm looking. I'm like, what? There's a bank statements. Where you got bank statements? We're good friends, but you showing me your account and stuff. So, if somebody shows you their bank statement, you're not going to go line by line. You're going to go straight down to that balance.
That's right. Bottom balance.
I went straight down. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Over $1 million.
Wow.
And it wasn't his bank account. It was his stock market portfolio.
Wow.
And I'll never forget, he looked me straight in the face after 2 years of a beat now. And he said, you want to learn now?
Wow.
And I'm done. Willie, we go to the Super Bowl party, and all I can remember is, this show you how long ago it was, they had them big old box TVs, right?
Right.
And they had a pool table. And all I kept doing was pacing back and forth in front of this pool table saying, I'm going to learn this stock market thing. I'm going to learn this stock market thing. and so after I left, I'm like, man, I'm ready. He and his wife owned a hair salon. So in between him and his wife doing hair, he would call me on the phone, right? And we'd be talking about the stock market. I'm like, I'm trying to do this. I'm doing this, doing the other. But we could never we can only have a little bit of time because he's doing hair too.
Right.
So, so as fate would have it, this is all a true story, and it's crazy, right? It'd be nice if I said, well, I graduated from Hampton, I went to Yale and got a master's, I went to Harvard, I got my PhD in finance, and I went and worked on Wall Street for 25 years, and this is how none of that happened. And guess what? It doesn't have to happen to you either in order to get in the stock market.
Come on now.
I'm just telling it like it is. So here's what happened. One day, true story, I can't sleep. I'm laying in the bed, I'm counting the sheep and all this. And I get up and I said, I'm gonna make me a sandwich. I turn on the TV, it's about 3 or 4 in the morning. And what's on at 3 or 4 in the morning? Infomercials. Infomercial comes on about a stock market seminar that's coming to town in a week or so. And it said it's free. I'm like, hey, free sounds good to me. I know they're probably going to try and sell me something, but I'm going to go and I'm trying to learn as much as I can. So I go to this stock market seminar, and 20 minutes into this guy's presentation, I'm like, you can sit down and shut up because I'm buying everything you got. Because I knew what he was saying was the truth because my buddy had already been teaching me all this stuff. But here's the crazy part. He didn't have no nurse and pre-med degree from the prestigious Hampton University. So I knew he wasn't smarter than me. He just knew some things I didn't know. And I knew if I could learn those things, I could do the same thing and probably be better than him.
Yep.
So I got that course, Willie. And if you sell me a course or give me something and say, do these steps, I'm one of these type people. I'm going to do the steps. You know me a long time. I'm going to do the steps. So I did the steps and I'm still learning. And then life changed. In 6 minutes, my life changed. You know how you say it only takes a minute to change your life?
It only takes a minute to change your life. One of my books, yeah.
That's right. 6 minutes changed my life where I'm still learning and I find this stock. All right. I buy this stock as soon as the stock market opens. And 6 minutes later, the stock shoots up. And I sell it. I made $1,000 in 6 minutes sitting at I want you to picture this, sitting at my kitchen table with a robe on.
Wow.
So when that happened, literally the first thing that went through my mind was guilt. Because I was like, there are people out here like really working hard to make this money. And I just did it in 6 minutes with a robe on at my kitchen table. That lasted about a millisecond. Then I said, I want to do it again. I want to do this thing again. And you know me, I kind of have this type A personality where I just, I can't rest until I figure it out. Yeah. And so for years, I took notes, I had spreadsheets, and I kept trying this and trying that. And I had an educational course that I paid $3,000 plus $129 a month. This is 20 years ago, right? And I hired a personal coach, paid almost $5,000 for that. Because I was like, what's the difference between me investing in myself and what my parents did to have me go to Hampton University, right? They invested in education.
Education, that's right.
Best investment I made. I started learning, I accelerated my growth, and then bam, I started figuring out this little system to where I would call the stock market my little ATM machine. I could go in there almost blindfolded, grab 100, 500, 1,000. Now, let me say this up front. Anybody who tells you you're not going to lose money in the stock market, they're lying. But you can control your risk, and we can talk about that a little later.
Yeah.
So I got to the point, man, where I said, I'm flipping these stocks, man. I'm going and I'm flipping these stocks just like people flip houses. But the difference was I'm sitting in my air-conditioned or heated home with a laptop or on the beach or in my car or wherever. And I was like, I am loving this. I'm loving it. So I became obsessed with just doing this. And then I started telling my closest friends, man, y'all got to learn this stuff. You got to learn about this stock.
And the word I want you to learn, okay? Learn, folks. This is a big part of it because many of us have heard about the stock market and we're like the friend who took your money, but you didn't know what you were doing and you gave it blindly and hoping that he'll make you rich rather than learning the science of the stock market, learning the mechanics, learning how it works and how to protect your flank and to look for absolutely. Am I right?
You're absolutely right. Matter of fact, let me just tell this to the listening audience right now. if you want to know the quickest way to lose money in the stock market, not the quickest way to make money, but if you want to learn the quickest way to lose money in the stock market, this is going to sound crazy. Focus on the money. If you want to lose your money, and consider, just focus on making money in the stock market. That's the quickest way to lose money, right?
Okay,
now,
explain that, my baby. Explain that for me.
Okay, I call myself the king of analogies, right? So I'm gonna break this down with an analogy. Okay, let's say that you want to drive a car to the park to hang out with your friends.
Right.
Right. You want to drive a car to the park. And all you keep thinking about is, man, when I get to the park, I'm gonna be out there with my friends and this, that, and the other. But you never learned how to drive the car. How well is that gonna work out for you? Right? All you focus on is your friends and hanging out, but you got to get to your friends and you're gonna drive this car. You don't know how to drive. It's gonna be an accident. That's what people do. They say, oh, I saw my friend. Or I know this person, they made this money, or they did this, or I see these people on TV, and all they think about, I'm just gonna hop in. I'm just gonna open the account, I'm gonna hop in. You're gonna crash, you're gonna burn. And so the quickest way to lose money is just focus on the money versus focusing on learning. It's a 3-step process. Let me break it down. First step is learn it. Second step is practice it.
Yeah.
Third step is do it. Learn it, practice it, do it. Let me prove it to you. Say, prove it to me, Jay.
Prove it to me. Prove it to me. Give it to me.
All right, Willie. Have you ever flown on a plane?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's pretend like I'm your pilot.
Okay. Yeah.
And you're in the waiting area, and I walk by, and I say, hey, everybody, I'm Captain Fenwick. I'll be your pilot today, and we'll be taking off soon. And you say, wait a minute, Captain Fenwick. My son William Jr. has always wanted to be a pilot. You know, where'd you go to school? I said, I didn't. Then you say, well, where did you learn to fly? I mean, where'd you practice? I didn't. But let me tell you, ever since I was a little kid, all I want to do is fly planes. This is my first flight, Willie. We'll figure it out when we get up in the sky. Right? You getting on my plane?
Absolutely not.
So if you look at a pilot, he's got to learn, he's got to practice, he's got to do. If you look at a dentist, he's got to learn it, practice, do it. Lawyer, learn it, practice, do it. Teacher, learn it, practice, do it. Why do we not hold trading and investing to the same thing? I'll tell you why. Because there's no law saying you got to learn it, practice, do it. We can just hop in and go. And it's the biggest mistake people make. Learn it, practice, then do it.
Wow.
That's the key.
And that's what you have learned how to do. And now you're teaching people how to do this in seminars and programs on television, online, and you created a online program that is world class. People are talking about it. I had to have you on because so many people have talked about how you've helped them to learn, and you've got courses on how to learn how the stock market works, how to invest your money wisely, how to protect your flank, even how to make money when your stock falls or goes down.
Absolutely.
So we're going to talk about that in a minute, and how to create wealth. Okay, folks, because rich, as many of you know, is what I say it all the time, rich is what you do. Wealth is what you own. We're going to teach you how to do that. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show. We've got more to come with my special guest, J.R. Fenwick. Don't go anywhere because this is going to be life-changing. Just like his friend changed his life, he's going to change your life. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I got an email from a gentleman in Australia who shared how he had been struggling in his business, and he bought some of my books and audios, and how it had a profound impact on his business, and he went from worst to first in his company. I shared with him how much I appreciated his note, but I told him those books, those audios, those videos were not just something that I just thought up one day and started to write. They were born out of my experiences, out of the challenges of overcoming the problems and the difficulties and how I was able to do it. And I shared with him that others have sent similar messages and that these resources work. I want to encourage you and invite you to go to my store. Go to wjspeaks.com/shop. wjspeaks.com/shop. Get some of the books. It only takes a minute to change your life. Or a setback is a setup for a comeback. Or turn setbacks into greenbacks. Or chicken soup for the soul. Or an attitude of excellence. Or the book I wrote with my wife after 34 years of being married and not having an argument in over 30 years. We wrote a book called Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. And now it is saving marriages all over the globe. Go to the store, get some of the audios, the videos, the books, the resources to help you have greater personal and professional success. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Make this a great day on purpose.
And we're back on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways show, and I'm so excited about you all joining me. I encourage you to go to winwithwillie.com. Sign up for my newsletter so you get my 1-minute daily motivational messages every Monday through Friday. 1-minute video will inspire, encourage, uplift you, empower you, absolutely free. All you got to do is go to winwithwillie.com and sign up for it. Also, when you get there, you'll hear my song, We'll Get Through This, that has gone viral. And then you can also join us on that site. You'll learn more about my Monday night show with my wife. It's called Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, the broadcast. 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage is the name of the book. And we have a Monday night show at 9 o'clock. Every Monday night on 9 o'clock Eastern time on Facebook Live, on Willie.Jolley Facebook Live, or on Instagram at The Real Willie Jolley. And I want to thank you for all you do to share all those informational tidbits with your friends and family. I also want to thank our friends at Truist, Truist.com. We're sponsored today by Truist.com, the bank that's here for better. BB&T and SunTrust merged to form Truist with a shared purpose to inspire and build better lives and communities. Let me give you just one example of what that means. Truist has come up with something called the Truist Community Benefits Plan. They've earmarked $60 billion, that's billion with a B, to invest in affordable housing, nonprofit support, and small business growth over the next 3 years. So you can see that while Truist is committed to a better banking experience for you, they're just as committed to giving back to the community and creating meaningful change for all people who are striving to do more, be more, and achieve more. I hope you'll check them out at Truist.com. Let me spell it for you. It's Truist.com. Truist.com. Truist Financial, member FDIC. My special guest today is J.R. Fenwick. He has created a world-class, incredible company that is teaching people how to create wealth in the stock market. Many people say, I want to learn how to become wealthy. They've heard about people becoming wealthy. They know that Warren Buffett is in the top 3 wealthiest people in the world. He does not have Amazon. He does not have a Microsoft. He has learned how to have stocks and create wealth in stocks. And he has done it over a time where he has created billions of dollars. And many now are becoming multimillionaires and billionaires by knowing that this is a way that you can create wealth. We've got people who we've talked to who've been on this show before, Eric Broyles and others, who have talked about how they created wealth in stocks. Well, J.R. Fenwick is one of the people who has taught so many people how to create it. And J.R., you've been doing this now, and you built this company. You got 2 companies. Let's make sure people know. Before we go any further, let's tell people right now where they can reach you.
Yeah, so you can reach me at flipthatstock.com. You can just go to flipthatstock.com.
Flipthatstock.com. Flipthatstock.com. Now, you started in college, you grew up, you became interested in the stock market. What are some of the myths about the stock market, JR?
I'm glad you asked that, Willie, because this is what keeps a lot of people out, and in particular, people of color, because some of the most common myths I hear, and I got to say, they're myths. They are not true. First one is you got to be rich. Right? You got to be rich to be in that stock market thing, right? Well, I want to prove to you that you don't. Oh man, there's somebody, they got this little tiny tiny company. What's it called? Oh, it's called Microsoft. Yeah, little tiny company, right? And there's this guy named Bill Gates who started. Now, Bill Gates started in a garage, started building Microsoft, right? Now one of the wealthiest people in the world. But do they pay Bill a salary of billions a year? No. Bill was an entrepreneur and he got ownership in his company, stock ownership. That's why he's wealthy. There's another little tiny company. I know you've never heard of this one because most people don't even use it. It's called Amazon, right? And this guy named Jeff Bezos, right? The richest man in the world, I believe, last I checked, almost over $200 billion. Started in Seattle in a little office, entrepreneur, got stock ownership in his company. All right, I'll give you one more. Elon Musk and Tesla, entrepreneur, stock ownership. I mean, there's a formula there. Entrepreneurship, stock ownerships. These people became rich because of stock ownership in the company. That's number. So you don't have to be rich. Another myth is that, you got to have all these licenses and degrees and certifications. You don't have to have none of that to buy and sell stocks for yourself. Throw that out the window. Oh, well, it's too complicated. As we continue talking, I'm going to break this down and show you it's not that complicated. It's gambling. Well, guess what else is gambling? Driving a car, riding a bike, walking across the street is all gambling if you don't know what you're doing.
Come on.
So investing or trading in the stock market is gambling if you don't know what you're doing. You see, there's only two reasons people would lose all their money in the stock market. That's another myth. Oh, you're going to lose all your money. There's only two reasons you would lose all your money. Number one, you don't know what you're doing. Or number two is you took excessive risk to get excessive gain and it just didn't work out. All right. Those are two reasons you lose all your money in the stock market.
Well, people talk about, it's risky. You talked about that, but they say, well, I don't know what's the difference between investing in stocks and trading stocks. Right. I don't know the difference. Right. What do you teach them?
Well, it's interesting you brought that up because most people use those words interchangeably, investing and trading, and they're two totally separate and different things. So you are an investor if you buy shares of stock in a company, and a share is just a piece of ownership in a company, right? Uh-huh. You buy a piece of ownership in a company, and if you buy it and hold it for 1 year or longer, you are technically what they call an investor. If you buy and sell a share or shares of stock in less than 1 year, it could be months, it could be weeks, days, hours, minutes, even seconds, because there is no law that says you have to hold a stock for a certain period of time. But if you buy and sell in less than a year, then you are called a trader. Okay? Okay. And when you trade, you use different strategies. Oftentimes you use different brokers and equipment and tools than you do when you're investing. And so you have to understand the difference between the two and then act accordingly. And by the way, you can be both.
Really?
You can be both at the same time. All right. You don't have to exclusively be one or the other. So you can have the best of both worlds if you want. Or you may say, you know what, I just feel because of whatever, my personality, my time, whatever, I'm better suited to be an investor or I'm better suited to be a trader.
Okay. So, lots of advancements. People can trade and invest and do things on their phone. We got these computers in our pockets.
Absolutely.
We've got all sorts of technology. How has technology impacted the stock market or stock program that people are involved in buy and sell stocks?
That's a great question. If you think back to before all this technology was here, what would people do? They get the daily paper, they open it up, and remember to have columns and rows of all these companies with little ticker symbols. Most people didn't even know what it was.
Right.
And so you have to go and you have to look and this, that, and the other. Well, what they call the retail investor or trader, just means people who are not professional. You can't compete with the people who are on Wall Street, who are getting all this information firsthand. And by the time it got printed in the paper, that's old information and this, that, and the other. But when the internet and these smartphones and these laptops and came about, now we can get the same information they can get. And with a click of a button on our phone, on our tablet, on our laptop, we can buy and sell stocks. So technology has become our best friend when you understand how to use it and when you know where to go.
Okay, give me an example of technology. Let's say that there are tools that within the learning process or learning curve that can keep you from losing money. Am I right?
Oh, there's absolutely tools, absolutely, that weren't there before. So that's a great a point. So most people, when they're out there and they're buying or selling stocks, they're out there naked.
Naked. What does that mean?
What that means is you just buy the stock and it's just floating out there. If it goes up, great. If it goes down, you're mad. There's no protection around that stock.
Okay.
The way we teach people is we say you go in and you buy a stock with a specific goal in mind. So, for example, let's say that you buy a stock and it costs $20 a share. And again, a stock, all it is a piece of ownership in a company.
Right.
So let's say before you even buy that stock, you've already mapped out what the potential is. So let's say you buy the stock at $20 a share and you can set in the computer, all right, I want you to picture pliers. All right.
Yeah.
And pliers can grasp around a nut, right?
Right.
So let's pretend like there's pliers that we can put around a stock. And we say, hey, if that thing goes up and hits the top of this plier, we bought it at 20. If it goes up to 30, automatically sell it, get us out, take the profit.
Right.
But what happens if it goes down? We can put something right here, right? And say, hey, we got this thing at $20. If this goes down to 18, automatically get me out. I don't want to take any more risk. I don't want to take any more loss, right? So you can go in there before you buy anything and set all this up. Now you know what your potential gain is. You know what your potential loss is, right? And when you have pliers, can't you squeeze tight and open it up wider? Right? You can do the same thing with these pliers that we teach people how to use on the stock. If it's going up and it's getting ready to hit, you like, hey, I think this thing is going to move up some more, widen it up. You can pull the bottom part up to protect your profits. So many things that technology allows.
But and I know that people have a thing called greed. And that is one of the things that takes people out. And we have a friend who has become a multimillionaire, Carl Jones. So I'm trying to get him on this show. He's in his 80s and he teaches, talks about all these kinds of, now he doesn't teach it, he talks about it. He teaches us when we talk to him. But he taught my son. My son got a stock, got in, got it at a low price. He got a 1,200% increase and got out. Because Carl Jones said, you never lose money when you make a profit.
Listen, my mentor said something very similar. He said, JR, you never lose when you take your profit. And he said, he took it even to the extreme. He said, even if it's 1 penny, you never lose if you take your profit. The problem is if we got that stock at 20 and it goes to 30 and we say, we're going to get out at 30, we made, whatever. Let's say it went from 20 to 40, so that'd be 100% gain. We got 100% gain. We said we're going to get out. But then this little thing called greed that we all have the greed gene. I've talked and debated with so many people. They say, no, if I got in and it went up, I'll get out. And as soon as it happens, they're like, I just couldn't get out because you're greedy. So one of the biggest things we have to learn to manage is our emotions and our feelings when we're trading.
So this should not be an emotional process. All right, we're going to take another quick break. We're going to come right back with J.R. Fenwick to flip that stock. You're going to learn some techniques and skills that'll help you learn how to grow your wealth. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show. And for sure, your best is yet to come.
Pick up the phone and just
Friendship is not about being convenient. It's about being committed and consistent.
You can call on me
When you need me,
call me. You can call on me.
call me.
You can call on me.
Pick up the phone
You can call
and call me.
If you need me, you can call me. What
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and people often ask, how did I go from a broke, busted nightclub singer to become a best-selling author and to be voted one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world by the 175,000 members of Toastmasters International? The answer is that I decided to invest and change my thinking, invest in my mindset, and decided to change my inputs because inputs determine outputs. I heard about a seminar years ago when I was just getting started. I was making about $100 a speech. And I heard this seminar that was creating millionaires, and it cost $10,000, but the guy was getting results. I didn't have that kind of money, but I decided to borrow it because I learned that there's a price for success, the price of college, the price of going to school, the price of education. And there's a price for success, and then there's a cost for not paying the price, the cost of staying the same. And that cost is greater than the price. It's too expensive. And so I went and it changed my life. And I came back and quickly made $100,000. I heard a similar story from Dr. Dave Martin, how he went to a success rally, heard a speaker who inspired him. He and his friend said, wow, that's changed my life. The speaker had a package of materials to help build wealth. The package cost $1,500. And that was all the money Dr. Dave had to his name. Dr. Dave's friend asked, do you think this stuff is worth it? Dr. Dave thought for a moment. He said, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. But I do know that I'm worth it. I'm worth it. He invested that money in that package and used the materials to grow his thinking. He grew his mindset. He shared how that $1,500 investment has gone on to generate millions in revenues. He's a multimillionaire. And he has homes now in Arizona and Florida. I want to say to you, it's time to invest in you. I want to give you some materials that will help you, grow your mindset, grow your future, grow your finances. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire. wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get some materials that will inspire your success and help you find that there's a price for success, but there's a cost for not paying the price. And the cost is always greater than the price. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire and get the bag, the box, or any of the materials there and keep growing your wealth. And remember, as a man thinketh, so as he is, and your best is yet to come.
And we're back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley and the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show with my special guest, J.R. Fenwick, CEO of Flip That Stock and Hold That Stock. He has been teaching people how to understand the science, the mechanics, and the real strategies of the stock market, particularly the people of color who may not have ever learned it. They heard about it, they heard this, they heard that, but their parents didn't maybe know about the stock market, and no one they knew about the stock market. So they got in, they lost money, they got burned, and then they never went back in. It's like a little boy who went to taste some hot apple pie. It hadn't cooled. He put his hand on the pan, burned it, never touched any more pans of hot apple pie, but he never tasted any more good apple pie either because he was burned. We want to get you past that to get to creating wealth. JR, before we go any further, I want people to know where they can reach you and get your information and say, I want this guy to speak for my group, or I want to get his courses. I want to get his online programs. I want to hear him. I want to learn from him. Where do they go?
They can go to flipthatstock.com. Flipthatstock.com if they're interested in our various courses that we have. And they can go to jrfenwick.com if they're interested in having me speak for their organization. J.R.
Fenwick, Fenwick. All right. Now, what's the one thing you've learned that you couldn't believe after learning about how the stock market works? What's the one thing?
Willie, I hope your audience is sitting down when I tell them this, because when I learned this, it blew my mind. And this is one of the biggest secrets on Wall Street, right? I'm sure we've all turned on the TV and we've heard, or the internet or whatever, radio, and we heard, oh man, the stock market is going through the roof, blah, blah, blah. We've all heard that, right?
Right.
We've also all heard when we turn on the radio, oh man, the stock market crashed today. It's going through the floor. But here's what most people don't know. Remember, we talk about investing and trading. So investors, all they think is buy low and somewhere down the road, sell high. Buy low, sell high.
Yes.
Traders can do that. But the biggest secret I learned on Wall Street is that you can make money when a stock goes down in price. Now let me break this down, because it doesn't make sense. Sometimes you hear people say, that don't even sound legal. right? And when I was learning it, that's why that don't even sound legal. That don't make sense. So let's use the example that we were using before. We bought a stock at $20 a share.
Right.
And it went up to $40. We're all excited, right?
Yes.
But did you know you could get that stock at $40 and as it's going down, make money? It goes from 40 to 39 to 38 to 37. Let's say it goes all the way back down to 20 in this example. You could be making money as it goes down. So traders, we don't care because we have an opportunity to make money when it goes up and when it goes down, right? And so with the volatility of the stock market today, it's really good to understand how to be a trader. Doesn't mean you have to be that's your main strategy, but when you understand how to trade, it can benefit you as an investor because you'll see certain signals that are saying, hey, this stock is probably getting ready to turn around and start going down, right? Yeah. You can hop on that ride and ride it down. And we don't have time in the show to explain every step about how
you did something one day you're sharing, and I overheard you share it was profound. You said you do a tracking stock, or you buy a stock and you buy a stock right under it, the same stock or something to that effect, and you can see how the stock market works. You got mechanism built in, but that's all about learning, isn't it?
It's all about learning. It's all about learning. See, here's the thing that your listening audience has to understand. You are not going to become an investing or trading expert by the end of this show. And you're not going to be a trading and investing expert after taking a 1-hour course. It's not going to happen. So you have to be committed to, hey, I really want to learn this. And by the way, if you can't tell from my excitement, I love doing it. It's fun, it's exciting, and it's a skill set you can use the rest of your life.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, the prestigious Hampton University called little old me to come teach the stock market at Hampton University to the finance club, right? The dean of business and his head student invited me down. And yet I never took an accounting, a finance, a business, or anything to do with the stock market. But they called me because I took the initiative to learn this, and I just became obsessed with it. Well, you guys don't have to go through all that I went through. I figured it out and put a course together that takes people step by step through it.
Look, folks, I say it all the time. 2 ways to get to any goal in life: mentors and mistakes. Both will get you there. One just gets you there with less headaches, heartaches, and knots upside your head. That's why you always should be getting mentors, people who have done what you want to do so they can teach you what to do so you don't have to make the mistakes. And it'll save you lots of headaches, heartaches, and loss of money. Well, what should people do who want to get started buying and selling stocks for themselves? What should they do?
The first thing they got to do is follow the process. Get educated, practice, and then do it. And so part of getting educated is finding a company, a course, or someone that you feel comfortable with teaching you. One of the things that we do and we specialize in is teaching beginners. And we specialize in teaching a fun and easy way to do it. And so when we're doing this, you're not going to see me up here giving this long lecture and boring lecture and all this stuff. We have fun. We talk trash, Willie, on our calls. We tie it into current events. I consider myself the king of analogies, so I make sure that everybody understands what they're doing step by step by step. So you got to find a great, not a good, not an okay, you got to find a great educational program that can walk you through this step by step. You don't have to figure all this stuff out. It's been figured out.
Amen. I got $1,000. Okay. What's the first thing I should do with $1,000 if I want to get into stock market? What would you be honest? The honest truth.
Mm-hmm. The honest truth is I take 500 of that 500 to 700, and I buy an educational course, and then I leave 300 that I could now have a little cushion to start buying. But if I go out here with $1,000, I don't even know how to open up an account. I don't even know how to find stocks. I don't even know how to analyze stocks. I don't even know how to buy a stock. Well, what am I doing? I'm wasting my money.
This is learning.
Willie, this is the truth. I'm telling your audience the truth.
That's exactly what I want. Yeah. And I know that because, see, I have seen him do it, folks. I saw him take this process from his musician days, his recording studio days, his being a pharmaceutical salesman, and he started going to classes. He started studying. He learned how to do it. He invested in himself. He invested. Benjamin Franklin said that the greatest investment you can ever make is what you put in your head. The pennies you put in your head will produce dollars that you can pour in your wallet or in your bank account. That's what he's done, and he's created wealth because of it. Real quick, JR, this is a question I ask every single solitary guest. You went to Howard University. You live outside of D.C. We go to Howard one day after lunch. We talk about making money, and then we go to Howard to a business class. We walk in, and we got this business class of young entrepreneurs, business people. They say they want to be successful. Tell them two or three, you got us. You got to do this. You got to do this.
Okay. So my three you got is if you want to be successful in business, number one, you gotta develop habits that get you to where you want to be, right? If you think about all the greats, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Tiger Woods, talking about in sports, what do? Shoot 1,000 shots every day. You got to develop that habit of doing something over and over and over. I got a black belt in martial arts. I developed the habit of doing these punches, these kicks, these moves over and over and over and over again. You develop the habit. That's number one of whatever it is that you want to do. Okay. It might just be reading a page a day or whatever, but you got to develop the habit. The second thing is deep down inside, you got to really want it. Really, I think entrepreneurship will whoop your behind.
That's right.
You got to really want it and say, I will not stop until I get what I want. I call it having a adult 2-year-old-ism. 2-year-olds, they don't stop till they get that piece of candy, right? They just keep coming in. You got to act like that when you're an adult, saying, I'm not stopping till I get what I want.
Right.
And then the third thing I would say is you got to surround yourself with people who are like-minded.
Absolutely.
You can't be talking about, I'm going to be an entrepreneur and all your friends want to move up in corporate America. It's not going to work.
Or Fred to give it a shot or try and talk you out of it.
It's not going to work. It's just not going to work.
Who you hang out with? Who you hang out is with who you become. Am I right?
That's right. You're absolutely right.
We got last minute closing remarks. JR, where can people reach you and any closing you want to say?
Okay. Again, you can reach me at flipthatstock.com, flipthatstock.com. And if you're interested in me speaking for your organization, you can go to jrfenwick.com and contact me that way. My closing remarks are that really, Willie, people say, well, what is Flip That Stock? What do you do? And the technical answer is we're an education and technology company that specializes in teaching beginners how to become active traders and investors in the stock market. But if you really want to know what we do, if you pull the curtain back and you really want to know what we do, baby, we're a lifestyle company.
Come on, somebody.
We're a lifestyle company. We teach people how to create lifestyle using the stock market is one of your tools, right? And when you understand that, and we had a chance to get into passive and active income and all, but when you understand that, that's really what we are. As the pandemic goes away, baby, you're going to see me on the beaches of Hawaii with a laptop, flipping and investing in stocks. It's about lifestyle, and you got to create the lifestyle you want. And that's really what we're about.
Man, JR Fenwick, Flip That Stock. Man, I love this. I love this. Folks, I want to thank JR. I want to thank our sponsor one more time, Truist. We're excited to be partnering with Truist Financial, BB&T, and SunTrust merged to form Truist with a shared purpose to inspire and build better lives and communities. Check them out for the potential of what they're unleashing at Truist.com, Truist.com. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. I want to encourage you to go to winwithwillie.com. Sign up for the newsletter. I want you to watch us every Monday night on Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, the broadcast on Willie.Jolley on Facebook Live and the real Willie Jolley on Instagram Live every Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. And then last but not least, remember, we want you to know that you can do great things. Get my books, get my resources so that we can help inspire you, because we want you to learn to grow so you can earn. This is Dr. Willie Jolley and the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show. And for sure, your best is yet to come. Have a great week on purpose. God bless you.
Are you tired of crying and complaining? Tired of feeling like life steady going nowhere. Have you maybe come to the conclusion that there's nothing at all that you can do? Well, just look in any mirror and you'll see who is really truly stopping you. My mind.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode, and I hope you got something of great value. And I hope that you were inspired, you were motivated, you were empowered, and you were encouraged to live your best life. I hope this information and this inspiration will help you to do more, be more, and to achieve more. That's the goal why I started this program, and I hope it helped you in a mighty way. Now, I ask you to make sure and that you take full advantage of all the resources that came through this program. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/gift and get some of the free resources that we have there for you. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/shop to get some of the books that we have created, that we've labored over to make sure that they will deliver a powerful message to you. I hope you go to williejolly.com/billionaire, williejolly.com/billionaire, or wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get the box that it will inspire your whole family, or get the bag of books. Make this a great day, a great week, a great month. And remember, it is true that you are blessed and all things are possible for them that believe. So make the most of the belief that you have now in your future. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Have a great day.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.